See, the reason they react that way is because they don't expect you to be good enough for anyone. Because they felt as if you weren't good enough for them during the whole duration of you being in their phone. Because nothing came out of it and you didn't realize that you were only getting like 20% of them. And they have to distribute those percentages amongst other women. So it's not hard to understand how they garnered an inflated superiority complex by having you consistently put them on a pedestal while having you in a hamster wheel. As well as other women, so regardless they're getting that side of him. Because if it ain't you boosting his head, somebody else is going to give him the audacity. Because to him is, damn, you giving me this energy while I was only giving you a fraction of myself. So I don't really got to do much but expect it and anticipate it, and that develops into a sense of entitlement. To them, you were never supposed to move on. You were supposed to just remain their biggest fan and just that. Of course, they didn't take you seriously, but their entitlement was never in your favor to begin with. If I'm being realistic, he's more offended that you had the audacity to strip him of his validation and gratification. Nothing else. He does not care that you have a boyfriend. He just knows that he's getting less attention now. That's all. And he knows that you now have principles that will jeopardize that. Because when men have a roster that includes you, not every woman is on there for the same thing. Each one fits a role, but a lot of them are really just good for compliments to him. Not every woman is to link him, and not every woman is to be slept with. A lot of them are just there for shits, giggles, and compliments, so they keep them at a distance. And they place them in archetypes because they assume that they're only good for just that. And in many cases, they do this subconsciously. And you never truly know until you ask them, and even then you got to be super intuitive to know. Because their answers are never going to be in your favor. But their answers are usually long and convoluted, and that's a clear indicator. He would not be adding that many steps if he cared about actually seeing you. But keep in mind that they see the inconsistencies in themselves before anyone else. But still got your attention with those inconsistencies already pre-existing at the forefront. So of course they feel as if you don't have enough self-awareness to leave their phone, while they were only giving you a fraction of themselves, let alone find someone. Someone that would give you a lot more than a fraction at that. You and those other women that he kept in close contact were really just there to sharpen his skills. Because the reality is, don't nobody have as much access to women than a man with an already pre-existing roster. Full of women who give him enough confidence and results to do so. They are essential to his game no matter how much he wants to deny it. Some of them even try alligator tears, but we know how that go. But they're the same guy at the end of the day. He adored the luxury to be able to have you. To be able is the key word. The more you feed a man that doesn't belong with you, the more likely it is that he's going to expect the meal. You now have task without commitment, and he expects zero drawback. He likes the idea more than the actual thing. Don't get me wrong, you was on the back burner, but the last thing that he's upset about is that you found happiness. He's more upset about what that happiness entails. And allow me to refresh your memory, there was no long-term goal. At least to him, that is.